Welcome to the Dope Dad Podcast. This is an unscripted journey for those who are invested in parenting. There's no judgment, there's no BS, just honest conversation about what it really means to be a dad today. It's raw, it's real, and it's unapologetically dope. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the show. This is the Dope Dad Podcast. I am your host, OJ, and if you've been watching, you already know we out here at Podworks Studios in Mesa, Arizona. Today's going to be a dope-ass show. For a variety of reasons, I always say that. I always fucking mean it. I always deliver. I got a dude that came all the way from Nevada by way of vehicle. I was going to say like horse and wagon or some shit, but if you're dipping states, typically you're flying. But just to elaborate a little bit, so November, question mark, we were in Puerto Rico.
Yes, we were.
For a homeboy's wedding, and I just met my guest today. We immediately we clicked, man. It was an energy thing, man. The guest today, bro, he's got like such a positive aura about him, man. He drops game. He's positive, enthusiastic, encouraging, uplifting, and it's pretty rare that I meet somebody that possesses all of these qualities, especially right out the gate, man. But my homeboy, Andre Duke, what's up, bro? Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. Thanks for being good, here, dog. Man?
All things, man. So the way that this whole thing popped off too, dude, is actually kind of funny because I remember being at the wedding, and I remember talking to you and kind of like softball pitching the idea of what I was going to be doing, but everybody was like a couple glasses of wine deep and shit. So I didn't even know who was actually listening. You know what I'm saying? And so I remember having a conversation with you about it, and I remember you being like, yo, reach out to me when you're ready. Yeah. Because this thing hadn't even started. Like, I think I did my first show late December. And so, you know, 5, 6, 7 shows in or whatever, I got your number and reached out. And, bro, you didn't even skip a beat. You answered the phone and shit. You were like, yo, what's up, oh? Yeah, man. Yeah. You were like, fuck yeah, I'm in. Let's run it. Absolutely.
Yeah, bro. You had such a good vibe. And I saw the dynamic between you and your wife.
Yeah, thanks.
And it reminded me of me and my wife. And then just how you guys just acted around everyone, the energy that you brought. Yeah. I'm like, when you said, hey, I have a project, I have something, and I would like you to be a part of it, I'm like, fuck yeah, I want to be a part of it.
Man. Thank you, bro. Thank you, man.
No, thank you.
That's what's up. It's cool, man. It's uplifting, too, dude. It's honestly, like, I think when you get people who are like-minded individuals and they feed off each other's energy and shit, you know, you get them on a mission, man, you just kind of point the direction and the rest kind of falls together.
See, I want to say it's more so similar vibes.
Yeah.
Similar vibes, you know. So at the wedding, I always tell people this, my favorite picture is when I'm on the floor with my hand, my hands like this with my legs up, and then you're like sitting on my legs, going like that.
Oh yeah, man.
My favorite picture. No shade to Kristen.
No. Or the ones with you and your wife.
Yeah. No shade to my wife. You guys are beautiful. And I'm just saying, like, the picture that I remember the most.
That's just dope, man. Yeah, that's hella cool, man. So yeah, we had a hell of a time down there. But honestly, dude, like your story, it's funny because like talking to you, you're like, man, I don't like what's the story? Yeah. Man, and I was telling you on your way up here, man, you are an exemplary human being, man. You are really fucking cool and very, very interesting. I love the conversation with you. Bro, you got a big family. You got a big family. You got a lot going on in your life, man. And I guess just to double down on the type of person that I already know you to be, man, is that I know you're busy, bro. I know you got 15 different things going on. Also, it's draft day, so we're done here. Hey, wrap it up.
Oh, yeah.
No.
I'm telling you, bro.
But you dropped everything. And you came down here out of a busy-ass life to come and chill with me who you kind of know and have a conversation, man. Like, I don't know. It speaks volumes to you wanting to, like, help people out and shit. So I appreciate you being a part of this, man.
It just dawned on me. I just came out here on a
fucking whim.
Hey, you want to show up? Sure.
Yeah.
And then I showed up.
Yeah. And here we are, bro. And you're like, yeah, I forgot that I had such a busy weekend, but I'm still gonna run it.
Yeah, let's do it, man. Let's do it.
So yeah, man, your energy with your spouse. Yeah, for real. No. Counting down. I got the clock over there. But the energy with your spouse, man, was really cool, man. Very seldom do you see people in their, you know, kind of like high teens, early 20s years of marriage. You see people with like 40, 50 years, but you know, they're going out to dinner and you never really like socialize with them and shit. You know what I mean? It's like one-off appearances. But you and your lady, like, you guys bounce around. You do a lot of shit together. That's your comrade, huh?
Yeah. Oh, that's my road dog. But here's the thing, man. Like, people see what we have right now, and it's like, and they think that it was always like that. You know what I'm saying?
That's
dude?
funny that you brought that up because I was actually going to like circle all the way
you
around
know
to
what?
that. Let's do it, dog.
You know
let's
what?
do it.
Okay, cool. See, these is dope dads thinking alike. So, like I said, people think that they see it and they're like, oh man, it's always been like that.
Mm-hmm.
In the beginning, yes. But then, you always hit that patch where it's like, there's lows, dude.
Yeah.
And a lot of time I've seen other people or other couples, they hit that low and then one of them just is gone, right? So we've been through the lows, but we known that no matter how low it gets or how bad it gets, we want to be together and make it work. And by wanting to be together, by wanting to make it work, we actually learned that communication is more than just talking. You have to be willing to listen.
Oh, that's fucking game right there.
And also, you have to be willing to take time to understand. You understand? So it's taken decades for that, because as vibrant as I am, I also have another side where I can yell.
Oh, yeah.
If I think I'm right, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm right, but I had to work on that.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, she's a dope. Like, we're on a Dope Dad podcast. If there was a Mount Rushmore of dope moms, dope wives,
Yeah.
that's Bae.
That's what's up.
That's
man.
wifey. So yeah, people see it and they're like, man, this is so great. It is fantastic, and I'm so grateful that it is where it is right now. It took a long journey and lots of patience to get there.
Yeah. And that shit still ain't smooth, right? Like it still has its bouts, bro. Like often it's interesting too, because that thing that you were talking about where like, if you feel like you're right, I think there's a word for that. Mm-hmm. Fucking pride. Bro,
dude.
It gets in the way, especially for dudes, man. That's something that like, it's so hard to like put that shit aside and give your girl the respect she deserves, right? And try to listen, because that's what we want. Like, I'm trying to be heard. That's why I raise my fucking voice. Take it up a couple notches, because I want to make sure that you can hear what I'm saying. But the reality is, that ain't how you get heard.
No,
that's how you try to intimidate and shit like that, right? So there is a lot of learning that goes there, and I think too that for people who just like dip, man, like I've been that guy. You know, sometimes it's a walk, sometimes it's a fucking I'm done. But the reality is, once I set the fucking pride aside and I realize what's actually important to me, I find myself back in that room saying, "Hey, I overreacted, man. I'm sorry. I'm ready to listen."
Also, dude, I really think it depends on the person, because I always tell, I have a joke that I tell my guys in Vegas. I keep switching between gyms. And they're like, bro, man, why do you keep switching your gym? You know, I'm like, bro, the only thing I don't have commitment issues with is my wife. I have commitment issues, bro.
Yeah.
So it depends on the person too. Like, if you're with that person, man, I know a lot of people don't want to hear this, but a lot of people get in relationships out of the wrong reasons. You know?
Convenience or
lust,
children, whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
So when you're with that person, something switches in you, bro. Like, something flips. It's like, you know what? I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm here. And I'm lucky enough to had this out of high school, dude.
Damn, that's how long y'all been down?
Yeah.
Wow.
Theater class. It was we met in the play Rumpelstiltskin.
Who were you?
This is so funny.
Who the fuck were you?
I was father.
And who was she?
Oh, she was a stagehand.
Okay.
Because she was a stagehand. But yeah, dude, it was in theater class, and
she must have seen the way you would shine as a father back then, bro. And she's like, yo, he's gonna bear my children.
It was some slick stuff. So I want to say it was like in the middle of the semester. She was sitting in the back of the class let out. Mm-hmm. So I walked back behind. I walked up like on the side of her. I was spinning her ears. I'm like, you like me, don't you? She said, mm-hmm. And then I walked off.
Oh, you're cold. That's so cold. That's so cold. That's fucking cold, bro. You know what's funny? I be teaching my daughter that shit too. Yeah. I'm just like, yo, like, everybody wants what they can't have. If they feel like they can't have it, trust me, it's gonna drive them fucking psycho.
Man,
they're gonna love that.
Oh, she could have had me. Here's the thing. In high school, I was kind of like the cool jock guy who got along with every group. Mm-hmm. So I was kind of on a wanted list. You know what I'm saying? I was a type of man. No, but
shit.
But she was bad back then, bro.
I bet.
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
I love that for you guys, dude. And damn, so now 25, coming up on 25 years, bro.
Shoot, 1999.
Nah.
And then we broke up. Yeah, 25. Like in that summer. No, I didn't see her that whole summer because she went to India. Mm-hmm. I think her dad found out that she was dating me, so he took her to India, and he was trying to.
Damn, bro! It's not like he even pulled her from the school. Like, yo, you're going to a different country.
Yeah, bro.
You're out.
I guess the story that I'm hearing is that he was trying to ditch her in India, but she was like, she wouldn't let him take her passport or anything like that. She's like, when you go, I'm going back because you're not leaving me here.
Yep.
So that very next semester, the first day, bro, her friend came up to me. She's like, Andre, I heard she's going to break up with you. I went and found her like later in that day.
Who the fuck is this messenger?
Shout out Shabana. We're cool. Shabana's our there's Kristen and Shabana.
Right.
So she's good. Later that day, I found her. I'm like, I heard you were gonna break up with me. And she's like, oh. I should have stayed and talked a little bit, but you know, hormones, teenager.
Pride.
I stomped off, bro.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. She got with another dude. I got with one of her friends.
Oh, you dirty, bro. Straight for the heart, bro. Straight for the heart.
You know what? But long story short, we ended up back together and like, shoot, what? That was February 14th. We got back
Valentine's
together.
Day, bro.
Yes, sir.
That's
and then ever since then, we've been together. To this day, my son makes fun of me because on that day, I told her, don't break my heart again. And she's like, I won't. And then my son, whenever I tell my son this, he was like, simp. He was like, simp. And I'm like,
He'll understand someday.
Yeah, you'll understand someday. And ever since then, man.
I think people who haven't experienced it, who haven't witnessed it, who haven't embraced it, right? You could feel it and run from it, but if you embrace it, there's another word for simp. You know
I like that. Yeah,
like
yeah.
King, good man, responsible, integrity. You know, pride, but in a different way. Like prideful of what you've been able to create. You know.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I think about my wife and like our early on shit, bro. I hated how much she wanted to change me, man. I hated that shit. I fought, bro. I was resistant. Man, I was like such a little motherfucker. You know, this is how I was when we met. Why do you always want to change me?
Yeah.
And then I realized, like, I had this crazy epiphany, and it wasn't actually till I stopped drinking, but I had this, like, awakening where I was like, holy shit. She hasn't been trying to change me for her at all. She's been trying to encourage me to be the version of me that she sees.
Dude, that's...
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, damn, bro, like, I haven't had somebody believe in me like that ever.
Because, dudes, the right person is going to help you become a better person.
Right?
You know?
Yeah.
Someone can come along and they see what you're doing and they see how they can benefit in the current version of you.
Yeah.
But she saw how you can benefit.
Bro, I'm saying.
From becoming a better version of yourself. So yeah.
She's unlocked that potential, man. And she honestly, like, she pushes me, man. You know what I mean? Like, she holds me accountable, bro.
Yeah.
There ain't no fucking around, you know? Like, she's the one that holds me accountable. I said this in like another podcast when I was talking to my homeboy. I'm like, yo, my kids inspire me to be a better man. My wife holds me accountable to being that better man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Damn, dog. So 25 years and counting and kids.
Yeah.
So obviously, like when we talked about the podcast. We talked about kind of like the inspiration behind it is parenting, bro. Like, the majority of it. It's evolving. It's turning into this. It's turning into that. There's tons of segues, and obviously, you know, the conversation is only a little bit about kids, but it was about being like good dudes and parenting kids and caring and being invested in your kids' lives and shit. And I would assume that you know a thing or two about that based off of the amount of children that you have.
Yeah. So we've had 9 total together. We had a daughter. She passed away as an infant. So whenever you see parents of 9, like on our social media, people will always be like, but I only see 8. it's because we still count our daughter. Okay, so we've had 9 kids together, but right now, we have 8. 8 are here. But yeah, we have a lot of kids together, and I have a running joke that I always tell people. It's like, I found out how you make them, and I couldn't stop.
Yes, sir. Yeah, you're like, another one. I'll be delivering. Yeah, bro. I think that I was trying to put the math together in my head. I'm like, 8 kids plus 2. Party of 10, challenging to get into restaurants. Challenging to get into pretty much any spot, right? Because of the amount of you. Is there a fucking vehicle that seats 10 people that ain't like a stretched van?
You want to know what's funny? We never actually got that, John and Kate plus 8 vehicle. We always looked at one. Oh, man, I forgot what it was called. But it was like
it's like an Econoline van, bro.
Yeah, it was
right?
like a 12-passenger van, but I think it was like a Nissan or something.
Okay.
It was like more comfortable, but we never got it. We always just stuck with like a Navigator and an extra car.
Yeah.
Or like now we have, the 3 vehicles. But what we would do is we would just multi-car it.
You got 4, I got 5.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, pretty much.
That's what's up.
And basically, it's like the girls are with her, the boys are with me.
Okay, yeah.
So
different vibes in the car, different music popping off and shit like that.
Yep.
That makes sense. Are your boys more like you think when it comes to like music and the shit you guys be talking about and doing?
Here's a cool thing about my kids. They have an eclectic group of personalities. They do have some of my tendencies, like their love for sports or how they will treat people outside of the home, because it's very important to me that when I hear how my kids treat people, it's a reflection on us as parents.
Yeah.
But yeah, exactly. So when they go out there, yes, sir, yes, ma'am, they hold doors, so...
How's that make you feel, bro?
That makes me feel very good, very good. Not just more so for them, because this is a lesson for young men. Because I see nowadays it's kind of a lot, like chivalry is really becoming a lost thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
now you're hearing like equal rights, equal fights. Like no, equal rights and equal less. Because they'll put their hands on women and stuff like that. I kind of lost my train of thought here.
No, just chivalry in general, and like how it benefits them. Because the reality is too, man, is that there's not a lot of kids who have parents teaching them how to conduct themselves outside the home. We have all these rules, this discipline, this direction inside the house. There's accountability. There's this, that, and the other thing. You notice the same thing too if there's like a dad's not in the house. The way that they might speak to a mother or something like that, right? A dad casts a pretty heavy shadow. There's a fucking presence. Doesn't matter the size of the dad. The role, I think, is what is significant.
Now, I will say this. Recently, I have become more engaged. Okay. Before I was, and then there was a time where I kind of fell back. And it's one of the traps, not one of the traps. It's something that can happen when you have a partner who just gives and gives and gives and does and does and does. Then you just start to get in this place where you're like, oh, she got it.
Yeah.
Oh, she got it. She got it.
Unintentionally taking advantage of the situation.
Yeah. And I had to take a step back after. Remember, I told you we understanding and listening, because things aren't always peachy. It's like, hey, what's wrong? What's going on? And then it's brought up, hey, I'm tired.
Yeah, I'm carrying a lot of weight.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, so we've had multiple. It's not just one conversation. We've had multiple conversations. And now I'm like, dang, yeah, we do have 8 kids. This kid has to be here at 6 p.m. This kid has to be here at 6 a.m. They have work. This one needs to be taught how to drive. Wait, you mean to tell me while I was working and doing all of this, you were doing all of this?
All that lineup? Yeah, it's fucking crazy,
and
right?
Cooking, and I'm like, okay. Bro, what's wrong with you? So lately I have been actively more a part of the household and stuff. And then, I used to run my household like the military. I promise you, I used to run it like the military. There was a chain of command. It was me, my oldest son, and then it just goes down the ranks.
That's funny. That's how I line up my food too.
Yeah.
I like when I make breakfast and everything. It's like my wife's food, my oldest daughter's food, my middle daughter's food, my youngest daughter's food. Like everything's always in that line. Anyways, carry on. Sorry.
So it's all good, dude. So I had it like that. They knew when breakfast, when lunch, and I'm like, you don't have to clean up after yourself. I got it, but this is what needs to be done. And by 9 o'clock, lights off.
Yep. Everybody's in bed.
Yeah. So I had it like that. But then I guess there was a mutiny.
Was your power overthrown? Is that what I'm hearing?
Like they went to upper management. And it's like, it's like, yo, I can't live with this
he's
dude.
micromanaging the fuck out of our lifestyles.
I'm like, what? I give you 30 minutes of video game time. What are you talking? No, but you know, the household, you know, spoke to me.
Came to an agreement.
And dude, this is where the pride came in. I heard that and I was like, can I cuss?
Yes.
I heard that. I was like, well, fuck it then. You know what? You want to run, you want a dirty house. You want
everybody turn your back on me?
Yeah.
After everything I did for
like,
you?
You motherfucker. Yeah. It's like King Kong don't got nothing. So for a while, I want to say this was going on for a few years. I was like, well, let them run.
You got it then.
Yeah, let them run it. Yeah, let them run it. And I had a grudge, not a grudge. What's the word I'm looking for? I can't remember. I don't know the word I'm looking for, but just something inside of me.
Bitter. I'm sure you felt
I was
animosity,
bitter, bro,
right?
because
you feel betrayed and shit.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, fine. If that's how you want it, then that's how it'll be. So it got like that, and I got used to it being like that. And then she was like, look, I can't do this. I'm going to have a mental breakdown. And I'm like, and at that point when that was happening, I'm like, oh, shit.
So I'm to blame.
Yeah.
So it's my fucking fault.
At first.
Yeah, for sure.
At first.
Yeah. No, I believe it.
But dude, sometimes you are.
Most times.
You are, you know, and
you might not be to blame, but you got a lot to do with it, man. And honestly, man, like I think it's tough for me too. Because I'm so invested, because I'm so prideful, because I care so fucking much, and I feel like I exude so much energy that when one of the kids isn't down with something or doesn't want to do something or isn't receptive to some shit, it could be something simple. Like today I was trying to take a photo with my middle daughter in the whip. We pull up, we got one of the dogs with us. I'm like, yo, let's take a photo. She's like, I don't want to take a photo. I'm like, come on, take a photo. She's like, I don't want to take a photo. I'm like, come on, but it's me and Crixus, you know, let's take a photo. She's like, I don't want to take a photo. And I'm like, bitch, fine, I'm dropping you off for school then. It's hard not to get defensive. Like, why is it hard not to get defensive? When the real thing that's happening there, she's setting a boundary. I continually am battering at it. I'm crossing the boundary repeatedly, knowing that she doesn't want to do it, hoping for a different outcome that's going to please me but not please her. You know what I'm saying? So it's tough, man, because I feel like we are guilty of pushing our desires or what we think the outcome should be. But what I'm learning too now is that I'm not raising my kids to comply with my lifestyle. I'm raising them to be independent and to be confident and be able to set boundaries, because later on, if they're with somebody and wants to do something and she doesn't want to do it, I want her to feel comfortable setting a boundary, not just a fucking cave, right? So it's a tough line for me to not overreact and be respectful, and at the same time still try to find some way to not take it personal and take offense.
Dude, it's the evolution of parenting.
I'm saying though.
I'm not sure about your parents, but my parents.
I think it's safe to say any of the parents from our parents' generation, bro.
My house, my rules, whatever I do as I say.
As long as you're under my roof.
Yeah, don't do as I do. So I grew up with that. I grew up with the belt.
Yeah.
Shoot, dude. My dad works. Shoot, he still works offshore.
Damn.
My dad would work like for a month on, and then like 2 weeks off.
Yeah.
And my mom would just have a list of things that I did. He would come home. She would give him the list.
You know what your son did while you were gone, huh?
Yeah.
It's like your son did this shit.
Dude, one time me and my little brother were wrestling. And I hit him with a belly to back suplex on the couch.
Cool, bro.
I hit him with a belly to back suplex on the couch. My mom came in the living room, and she was like, I'm going to tell your dad. I was like, oh, no.
Yeah.
Dude.
Before anything happens, the tears start just because you know what the outcome's
He
going to be.
wasn't even going to be home for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I sat there with bubble guts for 2 weeks.
For sure.
Dude, my dad came home. I'm like, welcome home. Mm-hmm. He went in the room, came out. And my dad has this thing. I'm not making fun of abuse. I'm not laughing at abuse. He only, like, would go right here with the belt, with tactical precision. Just pop, 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 pop. I'm like, but anyways, so our parents raised us a certain way, and it's like my house, my rules. So I'm like, okay, cool. I came out to be a pretty decent person, so my house, my rules. But now we're learning that, dude, they can be depressed, you know? Mm-hmm. They do have, even though their issues, you've been through them already, it doesn't make their issue any less valid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, dude? So, just like I had to learn and listen with my wife, I still have to learn and listen with my kids, even though I'm looking at them as a parent and an authority figure. I also need to work on understanding and come from a place of love and come from a place of, I want you to be, I'm doing this because I want you to be, prepared for the world, be a better person out there. So I like what you said, because that kind of like, that was like an epiphany for me.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, like to support children the way they need to be supported and not the way we think they need to be supported is a lot different, right? Same thing with the spouse, man. Like, yo, I'm loving you the way I feel like you need to be loved.
Yeah.
But she finally gets the confidence. She's like, I don't like when you touch me like that. You're like, what the fuck? I've been doing that for like 15 years, man. You didn't like it ever? She's like, nah, bro, that shit is whack. Yeah. Like, oh, bro. Yeah. That's a tough swallow right there, bro.
That's one of the,
When you were talking about the like, kids and abuse and shit. My pops never put his hands on me, but there was like the closest he ever got. I remember like we were driving and I like balled up a piece of paper and he was driving and I threw it at his fucking head, like right at the back of his head. And he like hit the brakes, and he was like, don't do that again. Like stern. Yeah. So I was like, fuck's he gonna do? And grabbed it, rolled it up into a ball. I threw it at his head again, bro. And he just swerved over. He was like, Rrr! Like, dude, I was crying before that door even opened, bro. I already knew. I already knew how bad I had fucked up, bro, and the choice I had made. But and that's the thing, right? Like, it's bro, you cross that line, it's an intimidation thing, man. Dude, you already know.
I grew up in a Caribbean household, so it was either go get a branch.
You gonna get it.
Yeah.
Dude, my wife's from Mexico, and they do this thing called the chancla, where they beat the shit out of you with the flip-flop. Oh, you got chanclas on right now. You already know about that? That's real shit. Mm-hmm. That's real shit. Chanclas are some real next level shit. It is terrifying. It is awful. My wife's mom, so my mother-in-law, talking about getting the chancla, bro. I'm like, nah, man, I'll clean. What do you need? I got you. So did you grow up in the Caribbean, or you grew up here? Or what?
I grew up here. Okay. I grew up here. I went there when I was younger. It was the island of Trinidad and Tobago.
Okay.
So I grew up in the culture, but not really in the culture. It's like only from my parents and
exposure to it, just not immersed in it.
Yeah. So we're planning on going there like within the year or so. Dope. Because, dude, it is okay. So it's two different islands. Okay, the big island is Trinidad. The small island is Tobago. My mom is from Trinidad. My dad is from Tobago. Trinidad is like where all the industrial, all the parties and everything happen. You ever heard of Carnival?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's in Trinidad.
Okay.
And Tobago is where all the beautiful beaches are. Now, Trinidad has Maracas Beach. Please don't start with me. Yes.
Bro, you have to answer to somebody, huh?
Yeah. You have Maracas Bay, okay? Yes. But Tobago has, if you want like the island lifestyle, it's Tobago.
Okay.
The crystal clear water.
Yeah, I want to see that.
And everything.
That's what I want to see.
We have land there. Dude, I don't know why, but like, parents always fight over a piece of land, and then when you go and see the land, it's like, this is what y'all are fighting over? But
you know what people fight over is the way they remember it. It's a memory. It's like an emotional attachment.
Yeah.
I was just talking to a dude that does real estate. He's just like, yo, like the house that you raise your kids in is hard to sell because you see it as 10 times more valuable than it actually is. Yeah. It's just a fucking house. Nobody's going to ever view that the same way that you do.
Yeah.
And so when you come time to sell it, you're not going to part with it unless you get a certain dollar value that you associate with the memories. You know what I mean? It's the same thing with land, bro. I'm sure there's like an emotional connection to it, you know?
Yeah. I mean, when I go there, I'm going to bring my pit bull with me, which is my wife. I'm telling you, dude, I'm just there, honestly, if you put your hands on her. Mm-hmm. Everything else, I'm gonna let
this was just like eating and shit, and she's like, huh? You need me? No? Okay.
Yeah.
Back to it.
I'm there to make sure you understand what she's saying. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna let her handle all of that, and I'm leaving here with something.
Mm-hmm. Came with a purpose, leaving.
Yeah, bro.
So, are you taking the whole family when you go? Just you and her?
The plan is to take the whole family. We're getting everybody's passports together currently.
Damn, that's crazy. So for me, I'm thinking about passports with me, my wife, and my kids. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, fuck, that's going to be probably like a G or something like that. What's yours going to set you back?
Oh, shoot, dude.
$2,800 or something probably?
Probably. But, you know, we're social media, man. So
somebody going to help out?
We'll make a video out of it. Bam. Paid for.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah, that's fucking smart too.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't think that way, right? Like leverage what you got going on in life and try to have shit pay for itself.
Yeah, dude. I mean, shoot. We are. Are you going to kind of leeway into the social media stuff or not at all?
I mean, I'm dabbling, dude. You know, wherever this goes, it goes, man. But ideally, I do want to have some cool cats that are like passionate about parenting and shit on here, man. Yeah. So I want Marlon Wayans on here, bro.
Oh, wow.
I want Marlon Wayans on here. Of like all the cats, bro. Like, I don't know, for some reason, the way that fool gets down, the way that I hear about him, like being a parent and the way he dads. I love that shit, bro.
You know, I actually have to look it up because I haven't heard much about him being. So I know he's a parent. I just haven't heard.
He's a dope parent, and the way that he like speaks and communicates, and he's got like a trans child, and so he's been like open about like his journey with like accepting that and embracing that. I don't know, just like I like the way that he carries himself. Obviously, I love his movies and shit, bro. I grew up watching all that shit. You know, the whole Wayans family.
I heard he might be coming out with Scary Movie 6.
Oh, bro, I'll watch it. Yeah. I'll watch it. You see 50 Shades of Black?
No.
Oh, bro, comedy. Anyways, we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
That's enough. But if you end up watching this shit, bro, you come on the show, man. Reach out to me, boy. Let's dive into the kids a little bit, man. So you got 8. What are the ages?
Okay, man. All right. So
start with the oldest.
Okay,
What's
so
the
we got
age gap?
Elijah. Elijah is 23.
Okay.
Then we have Sheena. Sheena is 22. Then we have...
You really found out how it worked, huh? You were like back to back, bro.
Yep. So after Sheena, there's Yuna.
Okay.
But she's the one who passed away. She would be 21.
Okay.
Then there's Zahn. Zahn was born in 2005. He's 20. Then after Zahn, there is Cairo. Cairo is 18. After Cairo, there's Saya. Saya just turned 17. Then,
holy shit, this is actually year for year.
Yes, bro.
You could have just said like 15 through, 23.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I said Saya, right? Saya's 17. Then after Saya, there's Avi. Avi is 15. And then there's Romani. Romani is 14. And then Taj. Taj is 12.
So your youngest is 12?
Yeah.
Oldest 23?
Youngest.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's a stretch. How many boys? How many girls?
5. Let me see. 5 boys. Sheena. 5 boys, 3 girls.
Yeah. Damn.
Yep.
That's wild.
Actually,
bro.
5 boys, 4 girls, if I count Yuna.
Yep, of course. Damn, dude, that's wild. So 23. Any of them like married, long-term relationships, anything like that?
No.
Like, what's that all like?
Well, Sheena, she just announced her second baby, so we have Sheena in a relationship.
Well, you grandpa?
Yeah, I'm a grandpa.
No
yeah.
shit.
Yes, sir.
Yo, that's so dope.
Yes, sir. I became a I became a grandpa in October, and then like 2 months later, dude, when she first told me she was pregnant, right? It was like last February. She came in with a present. Right, I'm like, oh yeah,
dude, I'm so excited right now.
Like,
I want to hear all about this.
It's like I got a gift. Open the box, a pregnancy test, and it says pregnant. So I looked at my wife. I'm like, you better fucking not be. And then she looked at Sheena, and Sheena's like, surprise.
She married?
No.
Who's the dude?
His name is Johnny.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we like Johnny?
You know,
Johnny's earning his respect. Heard. We'll move on to something else. I don't want to fuck anything up.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Cut that.
Yeah. All right, cool. So, damn, bro.
Yeah.
And that's your oldest daughter?
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn, bro. So she comes in and just drops a positive pregnancy test, dude. Mm-hmm. Holy shit. I'm sure you were with a flurry of emotions, bro.
Yeah, dude. And the thing is, okay, you always want your kids to go to college, go explore the world. I tell them, hey, don't do like me. I'm happy where I am. I love the fact that I had every one of you when I had you. Mm-hmm.
But the fact is, we miss out on a lot of stuff when we position ourselves like that.
Yeah. So initially when she told me, I was thinking of all the things. I was like, you wanted to be a WWE diva, So, but once I got over, once again, I wonder if that was a pride thing too, but I'm not sure. But that same day, I'm like, hey, I love you. And I'm happy that, I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
So it's still setting in that I'm a grandpa.
That's fucking crazy, bro.
Yeah. It's still, because dude, when you heard grandpa back in the day, like grandpa and nana, they were
ancient, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, you old as shit.
Yeah. I'm still in the gym benching.
But that's the thing too, is that like, you don't look like a grandpa. I'm sure you don't feel like a grandpa.
I definitely don't feel like a grandpa, no.
That's wild, bro. You get to hold your daughter?
Yeah, son. His name is Zahir. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, dude.
Is he amazing or what?
He is, and his dad is like 6'5". So
like my size then, dude. Yeah, huh?
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Pretty much, bro.
That's what's up,
bro. Like when I picked you up out there, I was like, oh yeah.
You're like, no, not the baby, the dad.
Oh, I thought. I was like, yeah, he's as big as the baby. No, but shoot, dude. So recently, she just announced that she's pregnant again.
With Johnny?
Yeah.
Okay.
But check
Johnny's moving up in rank though, man. Whatever, dude. Like he's sticking around for the long haul. That's what's up.
Yeah. So let me see. So she had Zahir in October, and I want to say around December. I'm like, yo, are you going for your mom's record?
And Johnny found out how it was done too, bro. God damn it.
I don't want to.
Damn it. I know, bro. That's the thing too. Like that's the thing. So I've got a daughter who's, she's about to be 17, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Fuck. I know what that means.
Yeah.
I know what that means, man.
Yeah. Oh.
Damn it.
It just sunk in. Yeah.
Like, damn it.
Yeah.
I don't want that shit.
Yeah. But I do have to say this. I fully support my daughter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hell
And I'm going to be the best grandpa to however many grandkids that you give me. So, because here's the thing. She's also, a social media person.
Okay.
And she gets a lot of flack from, do you know what red pill is? Mm-mm. Like a red pill guy. They're like, women should be in their traditional roles in the kitchen, and the men on the table. Right. What do you bring to the table? Red pill guys. And she gets a lot of flack from, oh, you're not married, or oh, you're trying to be just like your mom. And I'm like, I hope she is just like her mom, because her mom is one of the greatest gifts that was given to this planet. So if she's even halfway like her mom, good. But, people...
Bro, you had to look right at the camera. He's like, I'm talking to you, motherfuckers.
I had to look right at the camera, because here's the thing. Say it to my face.
The thing is, everybody got something to say, man. But
yeah,
I was talking to somebody else, too. I'm like, yo, dude, families that have family drama, no shit. Everybody only wants to show you what they want you to see. You know what I'm saying? The reality is, bro, like, we all got fucked up families. We all got childhood trauma. We all fucked up our kids. We're all paying for everything that we've done. You know what I mean? But the reality is, like, name a family that doesn't have some shit going on. Yeah. And I personally don't think of kids as like an accident or like a fuck up. Like, that's a blessing, bro. Like, I'm pretty pumped when I'm gonna have some grandkids, bro. Like, I'm determined to be like, dude, I'm switching up from dope dad. I'm gonna be dope grandpa. I'm gonna do like a whole new fucking lineup, bro. A whole new approach.
Yeah.
I'm excited, bro. Like, I think it's gonna be like the coolest thing ever. And then the thing is, like, watching a child is like the best half of you, the best half of your wife, right there in a human being. You're like, oh my God. Sometimes you're like, man, that's me for sure. Like, I wish you didn't get that part of me, right? But in a lot of ways, man, it's like all the exciting shit, you know, and like the beauty and the patience of a woman, you know, but like maybe like the strength or like, you know, the poise of a dad or whatever the case may be. But I don't know, man, like then all of a sudden there's more growth, right? The best half of your child with somebody else. And hopefully that somebody else is awesome. I think that's like the only thing that I wrestle with is that will there ever be somebody perfect enough to like merge their family with you or your kid or whatever? I mean, you just have these, I say unrealistic expectations of how somebody's going to embrace your girl. And here we are in our fucking 40s saying we're just figuring out how to treat a lady right.
Seriously.
You know what I mean? So,
dude, honestly, look, right now, all I want is, okay, here's the thing. I'm going to go back to my daughter really quick. By herself, she's making very good money.
Yeah.
From social media, okay? If she never got with anyone, those kids are going to be super well taken care of. They won't need for anything, okay? So I got that out the way.
Yeah.
But as far as, you know, her choosing a partner, dude, all we want is just to be able to get along.
Yeah.
Just get along with the family. You know, hey, we're going to throw this. Let's just get along, you know?
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, that's
all I want.
And that's a tough part too, right? Like now you're mingling with somebody else's parents. It ain't like you signed up for it.
Yeah.
They're just part of the family now and shit. So you're like, all right.
Yeah, forever.
Yeah. All right. So you start that conversation. And I mean, I've known lots of, wealthy families and shit, you know, but you need good parents, good people invested around you, investing in your growth and development. You know, when they say like it takes a village, I'm starting to realize as I get older, like what that means. I'm like, damn, no shit. My way is not always the best way.
Dude.
And we need alternative perspectives. And sometimes my kids don't want to talk to me.
Dude, at this day and age, man, people kind of reject the village, bro.
It's
like, don't tell my kid what to do, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
it's tough, man. You know, the thing is like we want to be the one. Right? I always want to be the support. I always want to be the one that my kids run to and they're like, Dad, I can't do this without you, right? Like I want to be a hero and shit. Like, where's my fucking cape? I'm gonna put this thing on, bro. I'm about to solve all these problems. But it's not always like that, man. And my wife has a little sister and dude, my daughters love her. And there's times that like maybe something's going on with them and they don't want to talk to me. And maybe they don't want to talk to my wife, but they'll talk to her. You know what I mean? And they like that village mentality where I'm like, yo, dude, at least she's got somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't matter if I see eye to eye with this person or not. Like that's somebody who does have my child's best interest in mind. And I know she's not going to fuck him up and steer him wrong. You know what I mean? So it's good to be able to have those resources and family members and people around, even if they're just like homies or whatever, you know, that care about your kiddos and want the best outcome.
Yeah, I like that. But like you were saying, my daughter Sheena, everybody could talk to her.
Yeah.
She's the one who stays in contact with everyone.
Yeah.
Who sees what's going on. And if you need to talk to somebody, it's Sheena, dude. So she's a dope person. And honestly, I would like to take credit for that. I think I'm a good person, but she really got that from her mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. I was looking at my wife last night, and we were like, maybe it was like 2 nights ago. We were fucking just laying down. I'm like looking at her. She's like, what's up? I'm like, I'm just thinking about the relationship that you have with the girls. Like how much they look to her for support and guidance. My oldest daughter just had a junior prom and thought she spent her own money. She worked her ass off, saved up a ton of cash, bought her own prom dress. Damn. Dude, she looked beautiful, bro.
Yeah.
It was fucking stunning compared to what I saw other kids wearing. Like she put so much into this. She cared so much. Had her nails done, her hair done, bought the shoes. Every step of the way, she was like excited to share it. She's like, check out the dress. I'm like, oh, that's just dope. Not the response she needed. You know what I mean? She needed me to like drop everything and gasp and hold her and say, oh my God, this is stunning.
Yeah.
You know, and then she got the nails and the nails like matched. It was like the little blue swirls and shit, you know, the same as maybe the swirls were flowers. Like, what the fuck's a guy know?
Yeah.
You know, and she's like, check out the nails. They match the dress. And I'm like, oh, that's super sick. Not the right response. You know what I mean? Like there's something about the way that they look to my wife for that like confirmation, for that like validation, for that just like a connection that I'm unable to provide because I don't see that shit the same way that she sees it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I'm just like looking at her and I'm like, man, that is really dope because there's something very special about like a dad-daughter connection right? Father-daughters have like a very special bond, and mothers and sons have a very special bond. And so it's cool for me to be able to witness that same kind of like dope bond happen between my wife and my daughters, because I'm like, oh yeah, that's definitely like some female shit. They're all like kicking it by the pool, listening to the same music, dancing, partying, and doing their thing. You know, I'm like, me and the dogs are gonna play some Call of Duty or something. Just fucking, we're gonna go in here and hang out, you know. But yeah, I don't know. It's cool, man. Watching the girls and my wife, it makes me feel, I don't know. They get so much like empowerment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's dope. What's the household like for you guys, man? You got how many kids still in the crib?
Okay, so Sheena has her own crib. Elijah. Okay, so we have a basement.
Okay.
A nice basement, dude. And when
I want a nice basement, bro. I remember basements from the Northwest, because they don't have basements here in Arizona, bro. It's too fucking hot. Ain't nobody staying in a basement.
See, like, we have one of the only homes in Vegas that actually has a basement.
Yeah.
So when we first saw the house, I was like, oh, yeah, man cave.
Yeah, exactly.
Man cave.
Hell yeah.
Because the plan was we were going to get our 3 oldest kids into an apartment.
Yeah.
And, you know, just start the process.
Yeah, a little distance.
Yeah, start the process. You know, let them experience the world, but we'll still have a tether just in case if you need anything, we got you. And I was going to set up the basement with my video games and the sports and 1997 Playboard. No.
Centerfold.
Yeah, Pamela. Nah, but
that's funny. Have you seen her lately?
No, I haven't.
Old, bro. Don't.
Oh.
Don't look. Don't look for it. Anyways, back to the basement.
So somehow, dude, it went from, all right, Elijah's going to be in the basement for a couple of weeks. We're going to get them an apartment. To Sheena got out and got her apartment. Elijah was like, yo, this basement is it.
Yeah.
This is nice.
Yeah, this makes sense for me.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, I guess I'm going to buy it.
This is where you reside then.
Yeah. So the basement is his now. But yeah, all of them are in the house except for Sheena. She shows up probably every 2 days or something to go to the gym, to whenever my wife is making one of those big old meals on Instagram.
Yeah.
She shows up, gets the Tupperware, scoops it in there.
Love it.
Yeah. So
that's dope. So you got a pretty active house, huh?
Very.
Shit's always busy?
Very active. Dude, we have cameras all over the house. And honestly, we could make a whole career off of just pulling footage from the cameras.
Goofy shit that pops off and just the random things that transpire. Yeah, that's cool, man. What are holidays like? You guys celebrate a lot of holidays?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I basically want to say we celebrate. If it's a holiday, we celebrate it because we're kind of like a multi-religious home, you know. So there's Christianity. There's some things from. See, the thing is, I come from Trinidad and Tobago as well. I come from Trinidad and Tobago, and it has a lot of East Indian influence.
Okay.
So there's things like Diwali. There's Diwali. There's Christmas. There's just all kind of. We celebrate it if it's a holiday.
That's dope.
But we are making more of a what's the word? Effort. Okay, to teach cultures. You know, from India and Trinidad and Tobago.
It's important, bro.
To my kids. Because, you know, hey, this is your cultures. So
it's easy to get real Americanized and just submerge yourself in what Americans do and kind of disregard the culture, the languages that are spoken, the things that are like real important to your grandparents and your parents. And you don't see like immediate value in that when you're a kid anyways. You're like, I'm not fucking talking whatever they talk when I'm going to school, man. Like it ain't happening. And we're not talking about those holidays. But as you get older, you start to reflect on your life and you're like, man, that shit is actually very important. And I wish I cared more. I wish I spent more time, or I wish I was in the kitchen cooking with my grandma more before she passed and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's tough because if you're not kind of like actively pushing that and pursuing that and encouraging that, then it's easy to get away from that, man. I watch a lot of people come here from other countries, man, and they just become Americanized like that. You know, they ditch the music, the language, the food, everything, and they're just like, yo, in and out, baby.
My kids, you know, they're like, hey, I'm American. And I'm like, yes, you are. But now they're starting to have this thing like, I've never spoken to another Indian person.
No shit.
You know, what is Trini food? You know, like Tobago, what is that? You know?
Yeah.
So I can't, and then people online, they're like, wait a minute, you didn't teach your kids?
That trip that you guys are going to take, dude, will be amazing. It's going to open their eyes. They're going to be like, holy shit, there's a whole nother world out here. And this is insane.
Oh, dude. Shoot.
They got rhythm? Can they dance?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes. Well,
I'm not going to have you put one of your kids on blast. Don't even do that, bro. Just say yes and we're moving on, bro. They'll never forgive you, dude. They'll never dance again. Stop.
I'll say this.
Don't.
We're all on camera dancing.
Heard.
There we go. That's all that matters.
Heard. Yeah.
We're all having
you want to
fun.
know, then watch. Heard. Somebody's in the back all stiff. That's funny, man. So with the holidays, as your family continues to grow and your oldest moves out and stuff, man, is your spot going to be the hub where like everybody comes to kick it? And
so what we plan on doing is, God willing, dude, we want to buy land.
Yeah.
And we want to compound it, bro. Like here's the main house and here's that house. If they're not staying with us, fine. But we want them to come to us. Like
cool.
Like meet the Fockers.
Yeah, I know exactly what
like
it is.
Every Christmas, dude.
Yeah.
Boom. Like everybody shows up, every Thanksgiving. And I want to be like the patriarch of it. Because with me and my wife, it'll be, we are actually starting it. You know what I'm saying? Like the traditions. We didn't have it really because my dad was always gone, not because he went to get milk, but he was always out working. Okay,
I like the clarification.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. So, and on her side, I'm gonna let her speak on that.
Yeah.
But her side was very dysfunctional. So we are starting the legacy of
togetherness.
Hell
yeah.
And
I love it.
No matter how far away you are, you can always come back. There's always a route for you right here.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
So we're looking forward to that.
Obviously, like 8 in the house plus the 2 now kids.
Yep.
What's the dynamic, man? People fighting and shit. People arguing. Most people getting along.
Okay, so this is documented because it was.
Oh, you about to get yourself in so much trouble, dog.
Dude, no, it's documented.
All right.
So my 2 oldest sons have a long-standing beef.
23 and 21?
Yes, and that's because of me. Because, it's like the oldest son.
Oh, I get it. Yeah.
And when they were little, I always had them training for football, bro. Always.
Yeah.
So the backyard was gladiator school. And, it's always the older brother, little brother dynamic.
Oh, yeah.
So they have this long-standing, it's like, just say jump and we can do it at any moment. So my ears are always listening like, are they going to tussle? But
have they ever scrapped for real?
Yeah.
A couple times?
A couple times.
Like blows thrown type shit?
Everyone leaves the oldest one alone because I taught him well. And
Well, he had to wrestle with you before he could wrestle with somebody else. So.
Yeah, I taught him well. My second oldest, undefeated in high school wrestling.
Oh, that's so sick.
Yeah, bro.
Hell yeah, for real?
Undefeated.
I bet you're so pumped, huh?
Super
That's
pumped.
so
Dude,
dope.
I was watching him wrestle and I'm like, yo, let me go get in the gym real quick.
Lower back hurts from that shit.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Man. I was watching him pretzel people, bro, and his legs are crazy. And I have small calves. His calves are as big as my thighs.
He built like you?
No. He's kind of like, he's built like my wife, but he has my frame, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
My youngest son is built like me. He's going to be a monster.
Yeah, you a brick shit house, bro.
Yeah.
Looks like you could fucking really put the hurting on somebody.
Yeah. So, Zahn, he's the wrestler. Elijah, he's the football player, just all around big brother. But besides that, I think everyone else pretty much gets along.
That's cool, man. You realize that's rare, right?
Oh.
To have families that are not constantly like pushing buttons and at it. And granted, like there's, small hiccups here and there and
no,
shit
don't get me wrong.
off.
I have habitual line steppers.
Oh yeah.
I have habitual line steppers.
I feel like that's
there.
me, bro. Like, I feel like I'm that guy in the house. You know what I mean? Everybody else is pretty chill. I feel like I'm the one that crosses the line.
Yeah. See, like Shoot, man. Okay, I'm not going to name names, but we have one who consistently trolls, to see how far they can get or say something to see, to see if you're going to fall for the bait. Mm-hmm. And my oldest one put me on game. He's like, look, man, they're just trying to get a rise out of somebody. I don't know why. They're just trying to do it. And I'm like, you know what? You might be right.
Yeah, they're going to try to see if they can watch you melt.
Yeah. So I just roll with it. Everybody else just rolls with it. But all in all, everyone pretty much gets along. Everyone pretty much gets along. Besides the testosterone in the house. Mm-hmm. But I think me and my older brother, dude, I still plot on his demise to this day.
Yeah. Actually, that's part of me being in Arizona. I'm doing a fucking pit stop on his ass. That's funny, man.
And the crazy thing is, he called me yesterday as we were driving. He was like, hey, baby boy, I just want to let you know, I love you. I was like, I love you too. You're never going to whoop me, though.
How much older?
He's 10 years older than me, so he's 54. Yeah.
He might still have you for another couple years.
Oh, yeah.
Couple years.
Yeah. Dude, the crazy thing is, one time me and him were wrestling. I think I was like 21. I was still, I was 21. I don't know how this happened. He pushed me straight down. I have no idea how I slid that way. One time, I was telling your producer, he put me through sheetrock. Mm-hmm. One time, I thought that I had him. I put the hands up like this. I was going to do the Tyson. He just hit me right here, bro. My legs gave out. I said, I hit the ground, and I just crawled upstairs, and I went to sleep. He's like, bro, recently he told me, when that happened, I felt so bad. It's like, I didn't mean to hit you in your kidneys.
Fucking kidney shot, dude.
Yeah.
They're awful.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
make you piss blood. You ever had kidney stones?
No.
I've passed kidney stones twice, bro.
Ooh, what is that like?
Awful.
Oh.
It is awful.
Yeah.
I think it's terrifying in general to see blood coming out of your dick.
Yeah.
That's just like a terrifying, like frightening thing to digest anyways. But the pain that goes with it is comparable to that fear. That's pretty awful, man. And then depending on if you pass them or if they do a procedure to get them out, neither one of those is a delightful outcome either. They both suck. Oh. One, they go in and grab it.
Wait, through the urethra?
Yep. Slide through and break it into pieces, snatch it up and pull it out. Or you can piss it out. Right? Yeah. All right, moving on. Moving on.
I'm just like,
oh, dude, it's awful.
Yeah.
It's awful. But yeah, kidney shots, man. Like, bro, kidney shots, liver shots. Oh, it's crazy. Most people don't realize how bad body shots will fucking destroy you.
Yeah.
They think just like, oh, you get punched in the nose, you get popped in the jaw, you go to sleep or whatever. I'm like, yeah, dude, like, getting knocked out ain't as bad as getting a fucking awful liver shot that takes weeks to recover from, or getting a kidney shot where you're like pissing blood for a couple days. Those are terrible.
Oh yeah, one more thing, and he broke my nose because I actually got him.
Heard. Yeah.
Now, once again, this is Owen. Okay, so he came to my job to pick me up, and we're walking out. So he's walking in front of me, and I'm like,
perfect time to strike.
I hit him. Bam, right here in the back. He's like, oh, you got me. All right. But he was with his girl at the time. So his girl saw me punch him in the back. So
That's probably why you did it, huh? Try to make him look like a buster in front of his girl.
I was sitting in the passenger seat, and he's like, okay, hey, I need to go get some gas. All right, cool. So he pulls up to the gas pump. He's like, hey, baby, go inside and get me, some menthols. I forget what it was called. So
Newports, dog.
Newports.
Fuck
yes.
Yeah.
She goes inside to get him some Newports. He's like, hey, baby boy. I turn this way. Pow! Punches me dead in my nose. I knew I had to hurry up and get out the car, so I opened the door. Like, I opened the door like this. And then she walked out. She said, all I saw was blood coming out.
Yep.
Coming out. And she's like, Owen, what did you do? And then he's like, oh, man. He's like, baby boy, I felt so bad when that happened. I'm like, you notice there's a trend?
Yeah. You feel bad every time you do some devastating shit to my body. Just stop.
Yeah.
That's tough, man.
I mean, I could keep going, but I have a scar. Anyways.
Yeah, family rivalry, man. I think that, we grew up from a time, honestly, where That's what kids do. I don't have boys, so I don't know if that's something that still happens. I got a homeboy, he's got 2 boys, and they both play like basketball, soccer, and stuff. They're like super competitive, you know?
Yeah.
And I see them fight a lot, and I see them do that, like that sibling rivalry, that brother stuff. But I feel hella lucky, man. My girls are not like that at all. Like, at all. They are so gentle and sweet and kind to each other. I did a podcast with my oldest daughter, and I was talking about, like, friendship and who her best friends are, and she's like, dude, my sisters.
That's
all day.
what's up, yeah.
All day, like, it's my sisters. And I think that's something that was, like, important to us, too, like, from a young age, you know? Like, trying to teach them, all you guys are going to have is each other once we're gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, anytime something could happen. And I want them to be able to, like, trust and confide and have like that camaraderie with each other, as long as time goes, you know what I mean? As long as they have that opportunity, because like even my pops, man, like he doesn't get along with all of his siblings and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
My mom didn't. I know so many people that got siblings, they just don't get along with them.
See,
Carry that into adulthood and shit, you know.
I think my dad, he got along with all of his siblings except there's just one who's hoarding all the land back in Tobago. But that's backtracking.
Yeah, we're about to go back and get that land.
But my mom, I think my mom was the black sheep of the family.
Yeah.
I really don't want to go too deep into race, but there's kind of like a colorism, heavy colorism, like in Trinidad. So my mom, she's like probably like a shade lighter than you, straight hair and everything. And my dad, he's probably darker than that camera. And, you know, they didn't like that.
So that's a thing if you're not dark enough?
If you don't pass the paper bag test.
No shit.
Yeah, like if you're not light enough, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, it's in the Caribbean, dude. It's going away, but it's still kind of like that.
Yeah, it's
crazy.
know?
Yeah.
What's race like for you in your crib? So your wife's Indian?
She's Indian. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh no, dude. In my crib, everybody's
dark? You got some light skinned kids?
Everybody's brown.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's like every shade in between.
I like how you
me
keep
and my
looking
wife.
at you and me. I'm like, nah, neither one of us. Something in the middle. Something in the middle.
Everyone's like a shade in between me and my wife. If they're not my wife's shade, they're close to mine. But everything in between.
You guys dealt with some racism shit, like the kids growing up, anything like that?
We kind of sheltered them from it, but from her side. Yeah, because, you know, it's like, I can't believe you got with a black guy, you know?
Oh, is that like a cultural thing?
Oh, dude, yeah. I dealt with it a lot. And
the Indians stay with Indians and wow.
Because the thing is, it's like, once again, like I said, my family's from Trinidad and Tobago. So it's African, East Indian, indigenous. You know, we have Syrians and we have, you know, Europeans, but a big part is East Indian and African. So, you know, hey, you like curry? I do too. That's what I grew up on, you know? Hey, we call our stuff roti. What? So I really found out about it through her side, you know, her mom, her dad, you know, is like, where'd you find this guy from? And, you know, he's just going to get you pregnant and then leave you. And
bro, you made good on that deal, huh? You got a pregnant.
Oh, yeah.
Man. Told you. Told you. He did it again and again and again.
How you
and
like
again,
that?
And again. Yeah, that's crazy
but
shit.
Recently, I want to say I've been through some pretty nasty shit with them.
Yeah.
We don't talk to her dad at all. He's completely cut off. But her mom, they still don't get along. But I want to say she got better because a few years ago, she was FaceTiming me. She was in India. Or was she in Maryland? Anyways, she was somewhere.
Damn, 2 way different places.
2 different places.
From
I
India
know.
to Baltimore.
I know.
Damn. Okay.
Her little sister, like she goes from there and stays with her little sister for 6 months and then goes back and then comes back. So I remember she was like, hey, you know, I want to say I'm proud of you. You treated my daughter, you know, very, very well, you know, through the years. And I was like, is there a but?
Yeah.
But no.
It's Andre on the phone, right?
Right, yeah. And I'm like, oh, wow. I'm like, it's like, and I had to tell her, hey, you know, I never hated you. I just was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know?
Defense is up when you guys went on the attack, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. So I don't know what's going on with them now because I don't like to push I don't like to push it. If wifey says, look, if wifey don't like you, I don't like you.
Yeah. Yeah. And if she's like, they're coming to stay, you're like, I'll get the room ready.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
sure.
Exactly. If that day comes, cool. All right. Bet. I'm gonna go chill with Owen.
Yep. Yep.
No,
Done.
but dude, what the hell was I saying?
We're circling back to racism and exposure
Yeah.
to racism and the fact that
I tried to keep my kids away from it. She had her favorites because, like, once again, my daughter Sheena, she, I guess to her, looked the most Indian. She has the Indian hair, skin tone, facial features, all of that. And my wife wasn't going for it. She's like, if you're gonna love one kid, you're gonna love them all.
Yeah.
Exactly the same.
I like that stance, man, because
Yeah.
honestly, grandparents do that favorite shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That shit's hurtful. They think they think the rest of the kids don't know or some shit.
Yeah.
And then it creates sibling rivalry and animosity where like, oh, fucking, you're the favorite. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I see it.
Dude, we used to get, we got a lot of flack online because my wife, she did a post explaining why she cut her family off. And people ran with it saying, well, then why would you have your kids around them? You know, you're saying that you kept bringing your kids around. And it was like, no, we sheltered our kids from all of that. And when it came to a point where it was like, okay, there's no changing them, she completely cut them off, you know? And when she cut somebody off, I'm like, I'm not going to mess up with you.
Oh, yeah, that's fucking cold, right? Like,
Bro,
direct stop. Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
When she cut somebody off, they are cut off.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine. I would be sick.
Yeah.
No, sir.
Yeah. It's weird. Why do you think people that are older than us, like a generation ahead of us, why do you think they're so stern on that shit, on like not changing? Because it's a theme, right? Like, dude, it is a theme where people are like, yo, this is the way I've always been.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to change. You knew I was like this. There's like a reluctance to try to even do better. Like, and I know that sounds fucked up.
Yeah.
But it's real, man. Like, why do people not want to be like more patient or more kind or more understanding? Why do they have to like double down on their stance? Like, why do you think that is, that like people are so unwilling to accept others?
Dude, I don't know. That is a good question. I never got asked that question
Let me
before.
rephrase it differently then. Why do you want to be better and different? Because you can't speak for other people, but you obviously are making changes. You are trying to be a better person. You're talking about listening and understanding and connecting and truly like recognizing. What made you want to be different?
I'm about to be Nate.
Yes.
So-
Yeah.
No. Dude, honestly, it's out of pure love.
Okay.
And I know that's such a cop-out answer,
I don't think it is.
but it's when I genuinely, this is so weird. I genuinely have love for the next man,
Yeah.
even if I just met you.
It's fucking crazy that you just said that, because when you said it's love and it sounds weird, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Because you love others as much or more than you love yourself, right?
Dude,
and people be like, yo, you gotta love yourself or you can love anybody else. Like, yo, dog, my love tank's full. Trust me, I'm good.
Dude,
I think I'm awesome.
I'm about to go into like, I don't want to call it a trauma, but it's like anxiety for me, right?
Yeah.
I'm this big black guy.
Yeah.
So whenever I'm walking, right, I want to make sure people feel comfortable. So I put my head down and I kind of shift off to the side because I don't want that person
To be intimidated?
To be intimidated or uncomfortable. Or when I see somebody like at the store, right, I greet them first. I'm like, hey, how's it going? You know? And they're like, oh my.
You get like ultra white with it and shit.
No. Yes.
Hey there, fella.
Dude. Oh my gosh. My daughter is I do a lot with Sheena. Wow. So my daughter would go to Fry's with me, and I guess she learned how to treat people by the way that I treat, service workers
Sure.
and people behind the counter.
Yeah.
We were getting a birthday cake, and I'm like, hey, how's it going? Can I please have this? Oh, thank you so much. You know what? I'm being rude. And they're like, why are you being rude? How's your day today? And my daughter's like, you're really nice to people.
Yeah.
And I see her treating people like that. You know what I'm saying? So going back to why do you want to be better or make yourself better for other people? Dude, I genuinely care about other people, even if I don't know you. You know what I'm saying? Now, I know you're not supposed to care what people think or whatever, but I treat people how I would like to be treated.
Yeah.
Yeah?
100%.
Now, if you make it known that, hey, I don't fuck with you, good, I don't fuck with you either.
Yeah.
At least now we know.
Yeah.
But until then, I'm going to... How I treated you, dude, when I first met you. I would like to say I'm a nice person.
Yeah, outgoing, polite, courteous.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I would like to say that, and that's how I'm going to treat you if you meet me. And another thing, if you see us in public, don't be afraid to talk to us. I'm not going to be like, oh, I don't have time for you. If you want a picture, come take a picture. If you want to just chop it up for a second, we can do that as long as wifey is good with it and we're not on a schedule. Let's do it, dude.
Yeah.
So, long story short, I just have love for the next man. And even now, I respect boundaries. If you don't want all that, cool. I'm gonna,
Dial it back a little.
I'm gonna dial it back.
Sure.
But unless otherwise, I'm gonna treat you how I want to be treated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I think some of what I'm interpreting what you're saying too is that you give people the benefit of the doubt that it's going to be a positive interaction,
Dude,
which is something that's fucking dying.
It fucked me up too, though.
But that's something that's dying because a lot of people don't give everybody the benefit of the doubt, right? Somebody has to get over and cut you off in traffic. People go so fucking crazy so quick and go road rage, bro.
Yeah.
I live in Arizona, bro. Everybody got a strap out here.
Yeah.
Everybody got heat. Like, don't do all that dumb shit.
So
Like,
is that why y'all drive like that?
I drive cool as fuck, bro. I don't know if you saw me pull up in the parking lot doing the speed limit with my blinker, pistol in my lap.
Yeah.
I'm cool as fuck, man.
Yeah.
But I think that everybody assumes that somebody did something intentionally, that it was offensive, it was meant to be rude, it was meant to be aggressive, it was fuck you, me first. That's not always how it is, man. So people I think we're wired societally to assume that somebody is doing something intentionally, or we assume the worst in people. And so people like you, like myself, I don't. I try not to.
Yeah.
Right? It's tough to not always, but like I try to assume the best in people. Somebody wants to get over in traffic, I'm like, come on, bro, I got you.
But okay, so without naming specific situations, okay? Like I said, I go out of my way, I say hi, I'm like, oh, yeah, because of draft. So I go out of my way to be nice to people, but sometimes I get in my feelings.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I get in my feelings when I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why'd you, like, it's not reciprocated, okay? So I had someone tell me recently, bro.
It's not personal.
They don't give a fuck about you. It's not, don't take it personal. They're not thinking about you as hard as you are thinking about that situation. You're overthinking. So I need to also work on, yes, I can be that person, but at the same time, not take it personally when I'm in a social,
like a neutral setting.
with these people, So yeah.
It's tough, man. It's tough not to take shit personal, especially when you care.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's something that I wrestle with too, man, because I care. I care about people. I care about situations. I care about the outcome. I operate in a restaurant setting where I'm responsible for 120 people, and I care about them. And I want them to be successful. I want them to flourish. I want them to have a good working experience, like for some people, this is their first working experience, their first exposure to the world. Like, it's my personal responsibility to make sure that that's like comfortable and appropriate and polite and all those things, right? And so when it doesn't, dude, I get fired the fuck up, man. Pisses me off. Kind of the same as you.
And you don't want to see me when I'm angry.
Dude, to circle back, man, I want to touch up on something. If you're not comfortable with it, man,
No, go ahead.
let me know, man. But I think a lot of people probably have like experienced, the loss of a child.
Oh, yeah.
Is that something that that you'd feel comfortable like sharing a little bit about?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. Yeah.
How old were you?
24. Yeah.
And you had already had 2 kids. Mm-hmm. So at this point, your kids are 1.5 and 2.5, I'm assuming, based off of kind of the numbers that you threw at me.
Yeah.
You and wifey have been together at this point for 15 years.
Shoot. At that point, I want to say 5 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Fucking 15 years. I'm like, damn, 10-year-olds. So the difference between like losing a child at birth or that's already, a couple of years old versus a miscarriage where you don't actually get to like hold a child or see a child, man, is pretty significant difference.
Yeah.
Anything that you're willing to share, man, or open up about, man,
Ask me a specific question because it's like...
Yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah.
She delivers.
Yeah, she delivered. And then basically, from what I understand, it was SIDS.
Yeah. Did you get to see your daughter? Did you get to...
Yeah, we got to see her. She was home.
She was at the house.
She
so
was
how long
home.
after?
7 days, dude.
7 days.
Just for 7 days. Then we woke up, and she wasn't breathing. So, I remember, I was kind of pushing her stomach, and my dumb butt, I'm like, wait, I hear air coming out, but it wasn't. I don't know, dude.
Yeah, man.
I don't.
And then conversations. I mean, your kids obviously didn't understand what was going on at that time.
We still have birthday parties for her every single year, dude.
I love that. What's that like now as far as how you talk about her with your other kids and get your kids to participate and stuff? Like, how do they know about the situation?
They just know that she passed and she would have been 21 this year. And my two oldest, Elijah and Sheena, they have tattoos.
That's what's up.
With her name on it.
Yeah.
Since it was so close to them, I guess, it hits them more.
For sure.
Like my youngest kids, it doesn't really register. They're like, ooh, more cake. It's another cake day. But wifey, I know during that time frame, in February, she, it hits her the same every single year. So I just have to be there for her, more so. And also, I kind of got to be there internally for myself.
Yeah.
So, shoot, dude. I think recently I completely just finally that day I did not cry. I don't know why. I didn't cry. The police came, detectives came, because of course they had to see if there was any neglect or foul play
and investigate.
And I was talking to one of the investigators, and I was like, it's I know, I'm not crying right now. He's like, that's,
It's shock.
Yeah. And it recently hit me, dude. I'm talking about after you met me, like this year.
Yeah.
I just broke down, just started, I just realized, it was probably around her birthday. And I finally realized my daughter is not here, dude. She's not here to experience all the ups and downs, all the smiles, the sibling rivalries, Yeah. So I don't know why it took so long. I don't know exactly what happened because there was many birthdays. But I finally broke down, and my wife, she held me, and I felt so bad, dude, because she gave birth to her, and she's over there having to hold herself together, knowing that I'm crying because of that, I'm like, oh, dude.
You felt guilty?
Yeah, I did, but I know I shouldn't, but I'm like, all these years, this was the time where I braced myself for her to go through that. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to say tiptoe around the subject, but out of respect, out of care, I wanted to make sure I didn't say certain things or whatever. But I lost it this year, dude. So yeah.
How did it feel? Did it feel like you were able to start your healing process and shit?
I'm never going to heal from that. Because I always wonder if, man, maybe if I would have got up at midnight to check on her diaper or something, Yeah. Or I always wonder if I should have just, if there was something I could have done to catch something, in enough time. I don't know, dude. So I don't. I always ask myself if I could go back in time, would I change anything? And then you're in that quandary of if you change something, who isn't born?
Yeah.
So I just have to be grateful for where we are now. Not grateful, but here we are. You know.
Yeah.
I have to take care of my kids. I have to make sure my kids now are in a good spot. They're prepared for the future, and always remember my daughter. You know.
Yeah, man. I wonder if it has something to do with your oldest announcing like a second pregnancy too. You know what I mean? If there's something to do, I think there's always something to be said about like, you know, new life and the way that we reflect on that and the way that it makes us perceive things and the way that we feel. I didn't mean like when I said start your healing process that you like healed and moving on, you know what I'm saying? Because I understand that that's not something you ever recover from, you know what I'm saying? But acceptance, I guess, is like one of the first steps of being able to start a healing process, right? Where you're like able to have a conversation, you know? I appreciate you even like opening up at all. I know that that's probably one of the most challenging, deepest shits you've ever been through in your life, man.
And I've been through some stuff, dude, you know, like shoot.
Dude, thanks for coming here, man. Thanks for sliding all the way out, bro.
Yeah,
I
man.
appreciate you, dude. To come all the way from Nevada, dog, to have a conversation, man. Like,
Drove.
Dog. That's crazy. That's crazy. Next time, take a flight, bro. I got you.
Oh, yeah. Dude,
I got you, bro.
I'm bougie. You know what? No, I'm going to stick to the story.
Actually, yeah, motherfucker. I'm not paying for a flight. I got you, bro.
I'm gonna stick to the story. We drove.
Yeah, dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else, like, regarding parenting? Any game you want to drop? Any last-minute shit you want to shout out, man? Anything else that's on your mind that you want to say?
That'd be so messed up. F them kids. No.
Sometimes it's like that. Sometimes it's fucking like that, man.
Sometimes you have to let them eat noodles. That's it.
Dog. I ate fucking noodles. I ate dry noodles. I ate top ramen, the maruchan without the water, bro.
You just pour the sauce and shake it up and bam,
They say sauce. Bro, that's salt.
Salt, you're right.
That's salt with some extra seasoning shit that probably shouldn't be in your body too. But yeah, we all grew up different, bro. But at the same time, we grew up the same.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like a lot of the same experiences. And hopefully, I mean, through conversations like this, man, through the podcast, man, the platform, hopefully there's a way that we can talk about some shit that I want dudes to be able to connect with.
Yeah. I do want to say something. I do want to say this. No, you are doing a great job. Your kids have a roof over their head. They have food in their stomach. You're doing a great job. So don't compare yourself to the next man. Don't compare yourself to the next lady. Be easy on yourself and take it one day at a time. You're doing a great job. That's the only thing I can say, man. Because sometimes we're so hard on ourselves, and sometimes our kids will make us feel like, oh man, am I that horrible person that won't let them stay up to 9:30 or 10 o'clock?
Yeah.
You're doing great.
That's tough, man. That's actually some super deep. I asked you too. I was like, you going to say some crazy profound shit, bro? You just did. You dropped it right at the end, man. I appreciate it, bro. Cool, man. Well, thanks so much for joining us, dude. We're out of time today, but you know, if you liked what you heard, man, like, subscribe, tell a dad, tell a mom, tell a friend, tell a kid. Until next time,
tell your mom and them.
Stay dope. Thank you for joining us on the Dope Dad Podcast. If you like what you heard, be sure to share it with a friend. You can support the show by giving a like, sharing, and subscribing, and you can find us on YouTube or wherever you're getting your podcast fix. If there's content you'd like to hear more of, please leave a comment. We'll make sure we try to get it in the show. Continue to tune in for more dope guests and real conversation.